Hey everybody, Tim here with a new series review, going back to the Star Wars thing. I debated on doing this quite a bit. I went back and forth because my goal is to do everything Star Wars. But the problem with Star Wars is there's a bunch of little things. Now, most of those I were able to kind of like fit in, like the Ewok Adventures and stuff like that. But as I kept going progressively, like coming more and more to the present, it turns out there is a ton of Lego Star Wars stuff, like little movies, little shorts, episodes of nothing. Like, it's just a bunch of random stuff. And I was like, you know what? No, I'm going to skip over that. I'm going to kind of stick with the main stuff. Even if it's not necessarily canon, like the original Clone Wars, even if it's not canon, I'm going to kind of stick with it and then keep going. But I came across one thing, and like I said, I went back and forth, and I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna do this one. And so here we are, brand new Star Wars series, the Freemaker Adventures. Absolutely fell in love with this series. As I keep going, you'll find out why I decided to do these reviews, but it blew my mind. It was so well done. Clearly aimed for kids, but lots of, like, Star Wars humor of stuff that people aren't going to get. And so, I don't know. I absolutely loved it. I'm really disappointed it only lasted 2 seasons. I keep hoping, like, as I was watching the movies, that the Freemakers would show up, or there'd be some sort of reference to them. But unfortunately, it never actually happened. Spoiler alert there. But still a great show. If you've never seen it, I cannot recommend it enough. Like I said, it is definitely aimed for kids, but it doesn't negate the fun of it. It was still really enjoyable. So I'm going to do the first 4 episodes for this review. Kind of started off pretty easy. So starting off, Season 1, Episode 1, A Hero Discovered. The whole opening scene where it's Vader and the Emperor on Coruscant, and the Emperor's like, let's see what happened to the first Death Star. And he actually shows clips from Episode 4, like all Lego form, but it's great. And he's like, Dooku always had a plan B. Oh, God. Like, already, as soon as that happened, I was like, this is going to be great. I love this. We find out all about the Kyber crystal, and, like, kind of that's the point of the show. So, the main crew is Cordy, Zander, and Rowan, who are, like, all siblings. And they're like salvage hunters. There's a battle going on, and they swoop in and they just pick up the junk to try to, like, fix everything. They have the pet droid Roger, who is from the Clone Wars, and he brings it up all the time. Like, I'm the last remaining droid. We get Ronan is then summoned by the Force to kind of go and find something, and he runs into Jedi Nare. Who the fuck is Jedi Nare? So already kind of like throwing off everything, and I was like, what's going on? She brings up, or they bring up the Spice Mines of Kessel, which is a great reference. And then the big, so we also learn about Cantu, a previous Jedi who took a bunch of cyber crystals and formed them into a solid blade. So that's kind of the point of the show, is finding all of the broken cyber crystals. And then the big twist, of course, is Nare is evil. She's actually a Sith Lord. So it kind of makes sense with, oh, there's no more Jedi around. Going right into Episode 2, Mines of Graballa. It was okay. Nare tries to mind control Cordy, which is great. She's like, did you just try to mind control me? You said that's only for the weak-minded. Fucking amazing. So good. So fabulous. Ronan and Roger, like, run away to go find the Kyber crystal, being fake bounty hunters. This is IG-89. You heard of 88? He's one better. That's math. Like I said, clearly for kids, clearly amazing. Like, the jokes are great. Graballa is Jabba's cousin, which I don't know why they just didn't reuse the same cousin from the Clone Wars. They created another cousin. Dengar shows up, who's kind of stays through, and they try to feed them to Smiley, which is actually one of the tigers from Clone Wars. So again, like, little shout-out references that are really, really well done. Episode 3, Zander's Joyride. somebody brings in a ship to have it cleaned. It's an original Naboo fighter. So of course Zander freaks out, wants to test drive it. They get picked up by Vader, and even Darth Vader's like, oh my god, and he has a flashback of being like a little kid again and wanting to ride the Naboo fighter again. Vader talking about to the woman, and she's like, well, have you tried force choking them? Which is, like, of course, what Vader's known for, so that was great. And then, of course, when the ship's destroyed, like, this episode was kind of the weakest, but it did have some of the funniest moments. And then the last one I'll do for this review is The Lost Treasure of Cloud City. Lando comes back, once again, voiced by Billy D. Williams. Phenomenal. Chewie's in there. I really loved how Zander fakes doing the Force just to make Ronan feel better about himself. And then Ronan gets frozen in carbonite, some great references. And the whole thing is just so Lando can get his cape back. And at first I was like, really? Like, that's it? This whole thing was for Lando? And then he has the line, great, now I don't have to wear Han's clothes anymore. And that's what made it for me, is because there's that clip in the original trilogy where Lando's just wearing Han's clothes. And I was like, there you go. That made this whole episode worth watching. So overall, it's pretty enjoyable. I'm loving this series. I think it's really good. Like I said, if you've never seen it before, you gotta give it a shot. If you guys have seen it, what did you think? If you haven't seen it, spoiled a lot of stuff for you, but let me know if you are going to watch it. Go ahead, let me know, and I'll see you guys next time for part 2.